Dear students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic from subject Quality Assurance Technique, that is GLP. In GLP, we are going to cover what GLP is, what is the historical background for this GLP regulation, and also we are going to discuss the GLP of India. Now, GLP is an FDA regulation. FDA is Food and Drug Administration. So, it has been defined as a set of principles that provides a framework within which laboratory studies are planned, performed, monitored, reported and archived. So in short, we can say that GLP is a framework in which we have set of principles which are used for performing laboratory studies where planning, monitoring, reporting and archiving of the data is done. Sometimes there is a confusion with the standards of laboratory which are used specifically for safety, like wearing helmets when you are going to work in an area where there are chances that it can harm the person working on the floor, then safety goggles, etc. So there is a difference between GLP and the safety standards or the safety protocols which are followed in a pharmaceutical company. So there is no need to get yourself confused between these two terms. So safety in your working place is totally different with that of good laboratory practices. Now moving towards the historical part of good laboratory practices. The good laboratory practices is an regulation which we have already seen. So it is a formal regulation that was created by FDA, that is Food and Drug Administration, in United States in 1978. Then later on, in 1981, an organization named OECD, which stands for Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, came up with some principles, and these principles which were produced by OECD are followed as GLP principles all over the globe. Means whatever the GLP principles which were produced by OECD in 1981 are today followed as international standard all over the world. Now let's see what was the basic reason why GLP was created. So there is a history behind this. In the early 90s, FDA became aware of cases of poor laboratory practices which were followed all over the United States. So the FDA decided to have an detailed investigation on the 40 toxicological labs where animal studies were carried out. Later on, after having a detailed investigation, they discovered a lot of fraudulent activities which were practiced by these toxicological labs, and not only this, but a lot of poor lab practices were followed by the laboratories. Just to mention some of them which were found after the investigation done by FDA. So the first observation which they came to know, where they came to a conclusion that poor lab practices were followed, was the equipments were not being calibrated to standard form. Means without calibrating the equipments, and as you know, whatever the equipment if you use, if they are not calibrated, they are prone to give you false measurement or wrong measurement. Then the second observation or the second example which shows that the poor lab practices were followed was the incorrect and inaccurate account of the actual lab study. Now suppose the studies which were going on in the lab, the details of the studies were not maintained in a proper way. So this was a second finding which was seen by the FDA after doing a detailed investigation. Then these labs were also having inadequate test systems. So these were some of the examples which shows that poor lab practices were followed in early 90s in United States. Now just to show the famous example which was the basic reason why GLP came into existence, was there was a lab that went under such an investigation which made the headlines for the newspapers, and the name of the lab was Industrial Biotest. So this was a big lab that ran tests for big companies such as Procter & Gamble and the various big giants in United States such as Pfizer. Now this Industrial Biotest lab was discovered with a mice that has used for testing of cosmetics such as lotions and deodorant, has developed a cancer and died. Means the animal which they use for testing of the cosmetics such as lotion and deodorant was a mice. Now these mice developed cancer and died. And later on, Industrial Biotest lab, through this dead mice, and covered the result, deeming the product good for human consumption. Means even though both the things, that is lotion and deodorants, they are applied externally on the skin, but here you are playing with the life of human being. So these cosmetics were known to develop cancer, and the findings which they got, it was not disclosed by Industrial Biotest to the regulatory, that is the FDA, US FDA. Those involved in the procedure, distribution and sale for the lab were eventually jailed, and they have to face the cognizance which the as per the laws of USA. Now you can, with the help of this example, it's quite clear that the situation in the early 90s was not good in US. So the companies which were doing animal studies specifically for big pharma companies such as Procter & Gamble and Pfizer. So here we have seen a classical example of an industrial biotest lab where they have not provided the actual data to the regulatory bodies, due to which the people, those who were working in the lab, they were accused of doing the false reporting or for not disclosing the actual experimental result to the regulatory bodies. Now what is GLP? Now we have seen what is GLP. It is an regulatory framework in which we have different principles which are used to perform animal studies. Now GLP was instituted in United States following a cases of fraud generated by toxicological labs in data submitted to the FDA by the pharmaceutical company. Now, as a result of this finding, FDA promulgated the good laboratory practices, that is GLP. So the origin of this GLP started in early 90s, where the false reporting which was done by the various pharmaceutical companies to the FDA came to be noticed to the regulatory authorities, and after doing investigation they came to know that something wrong is going on into the labs where the animal studies are going on. So the regulation 21 CFR, that is Code of Federal Regulation Part 58, on December 22nd, 1978, GLP came into existence. But the actual GLP was effective in June 1979. Means the actual GLP which was formed in 1978, 1 year later, after 6 months later, this came into effect in the year 1979. So this was all about the introduction part of GLP. So this was the first video in which we have seen what is GLP, what was the historical background for formation of GLP. We have also seen one organization, that is OECD, which has put some principles on, and on these principles the today's GLP is based. So in the coming videos we'll be seeing which are the OECD principles and what is GLP in detail.